GC here, and we're back with a movie review. Cloud of Sils Maria. Directed by Olivier Assayas, this movie stars Juliette Binoche, Kristen Stewart, and Chloë Grace Moretz. And everyone else check down below. So what's this film about? Well, it's about a successful actress and her loyal assistant. This successful actress became famous because she was in a role in a movie that centered around the relationship of a young girl and an older woman. Now, years later, she's been asked to star in the sequel, and she is playing the older woman and not the young girl, which she played in the original movie. Chloë Grace Moretz is now starring as the young girl, whereas Juliette Binoche is playing the older woman. So the entire film consists of Juliette and Kristen going back and forth, just preparing Juliette for this role. And as they recite the lines, Juliette sees things that she finds just preposterous and just doesn't make sense, whereas Kristen is understanding where these lines are coming from, and hence their conflict and just the dialogue for most part of the film. And that's basically the entire film. To break it down, it's just Juliette Binoche preparing for a role. So what did I think? Well, first off, I was curious of Kristen Stewart's acting. When I first saw the trailer, I was interested by the premise and her acting. I mean, she improved, for me, in Still Alice, so much better than Snow White and everything before it. And I was curious as to where she is now. I haven't seen the Cam X-Ray where apparently she won awards for that. I will someday check it out, maybe. But definitely, I enjoyed, in a sense, her performance here. To the point where I was always curious as to where she's going to come back to the scene. Because she would leave sometimes. We're like, oh, come on, come back here. Sort of thing. Her chemistry with Juliette Binoche is great. In the sense where you really feel this organicness of this whole assistant actress sort of thing. And also, the narrative itself is very interesting. Where the play that they're reciting really reflects the relationship they actually have in the story. I'm not sure if they know that happens, but as an audience, you realize that as you watch the movie. With Chloë Grace Moretz, I think she gives a good foil to the other two characters. She's a lot more extreme in everything she does, whereas the other two are more sort of critical thinking, more laid back, sort of like, I'm going to think this through sort of thing. And Chloë Grace Moretz, whoa, intense. Now, in terms of pacing, I would say it's an interesting pace, where they really build up to this, like, relationship and just the line recital, those long shots, I would say definitely helped in terms of showcasing Kristen Stewart's ability to deliver a line, in a sense where it's interesting that it reminds me of Birdman and Edward Norton. With a flip of a switch, he's in character, and then he's back into the character of the movie. So that's kind of great fun to see, just to see actors and actresses do that on set. Sure, you would say it's a cop-out as in they're just reciting lines, but to make it feel authentic and realistic, I would say they did it, and that's kind of hard, because I don't know, I would feel that it's hard to recite lines and make it not entertaining, but interesting and not boring to watch. Now, in terms of the cinematography, I enjoyed where they contrast with the whole indoor scenage and then also nature scenes and just this organic feel of like they're really working towards just bettering her understanding of the character that she's going to portray in the play and just understanding the relationship between themselves and the different thought processes of how they both see the play. That was very enjoyable. So basically, the greatest thing here is the chemistry. I would say if you're not interested in either of the characters, that's going to be hard, but it's authentic. I feel like it's an organic actress, successful actress, and her loyal assistant. I really bought it. I enjoyed it, in a sense. And yeah, I mean, it's totally different mentality of like Furious 7, because that's where I came from, like where I turned off my brain and I came into an indie-ish film again. It was just like kind of like the switch was like you gotta turn it to the indie, sort of like the pacing and just the revelations and just the characterization of that sort of type of movie. So there's that. If you're not really expecting that, it might be kind of jarring for you to watch this. So all in all, if you want like a sort of slice of life actress/assistant relationship, preparing for work sort of movie vibe type thing, go watch this. So that's all I gotta say for this movie review. So if you have seen Cloud of Sils Maria, leave a comment down below and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. And that is all for this movie review of Cloud of Sils Maria. Out.